Friends, listen closely, for you were not born to crawl through life. You were not made to settle, to shrink, or to accept mediocrity dressed up as just the way it is. Inside you, a powerful fire burns. Perhaps it is faint, perhaps it has been forgotten, but it is undeniably there, and it is not asking for your permission, it is asking for your attention. Because the magnificent life you dream of is already reaching out for you. Yet, many of us are held back by chains. These are invisible, silent, and accepted habits, beliefs, and decisions you make every day that you don't even question anymore. These are the mistakes that do not feel like mistakes because they are common, because they are comfortable, and because everyone else is making them too. But you must understand, common does not mean correct. Comfort does not equate to your calling. And just because a pattern is familiar, it absolutely does not mean it is your future. So we must dig deep now, not to blame or to shame, but to liberate. Because when you truly see the cage, you gain the power to break it. We must confront the 6 foundational mistakes that keep us small. The first mistake, the one that holds more people back than any other, is the fatal habit of waiting. Waiting for the perfect timing, waiting to magically feel ready, waiting for absolute clarity, or waiting for someone external to tell you that you are good enough. And this wait, my friends, is tragically the slowest kind of death. Time is not waiting for you. Opportunity is not pausing. Life is not going to come knock on your door with a golden invitation. You hear the voices inside repeating, "I'll start when I know more," or "I'll move when I'm confident," or "I'll speak when I am certain." But you must reverse the equation. Confidence does not come first, action does. Certainty doesn't come first, commitment does. The clarity you crave will only come through movement. You were never meant to have all the answers before you begin. You were meant to begin, to step boldly into the unknown, to build the wings even as you fall. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the unwavering refusal to be ruled by it. Stop waiting. Start now. This leads immediately to the second mistake, being addicted to potential but fiercely allergic to process. You see the vision clearly, you know what is possible, you dream big. But when it comes time to build, to bleed, to endure the boredom of repetition and still stubbornly stay the course, you flinch. You fantasize endlessly about the destination but fight the necessary discipline it takes to get there. You must accept this truth: success is not sexy, and growth is rarely glamorous. It is repetition. It is late nights. It is doing it again, and again, even when no one claps. It is falling in love with consistency, with what most people run from. You cannot microwave mastery. You cannot shortcut strength. You cannot bypass the boring, necessary foundational work and still expect brilliance. You do not rise in life simply because of what you want, you rise because of what you are willing to do when the excitement has long since vanished. Before we continue breaking down these chains and focusing our minds, if this message is resonating deep within your soul, please take a second right now to smash that like button. Hit subscribe to join our community of builders, and let me know in the comments below which of these 6 mistakes you're ready to conquer first. Your engagement fuels our mission to bring these messages to more people, so like, comment, and share this video. The third mistake is the insidious act of hiding behind perfection. Perfection is the thief of progress. It is the convincing lie that says, if it is not flawlessly executed, it is not worth doing at all. So you refuse to publish the work, you decline to launch the project, you don't ask the vital question, and you don't take the necessary risk. You convince yourself that you are merely being careful, when the reality is you are simply being afraid. Fear, even meticulously disguised as perfectionism, is still just fear. Stop polishing and start putting it out. The world does not need perfect, it needs real. It needs effort. It needs you in your mess, in your motion, in your process of becoming. Progress thrives in the imperfect. Growth happens through the release. Let go of the need to always look good, and start getting better. Mistake number 4 is the poison of comparing. Comparison is a poison that often wears the mask of perspective. You scroll through the heavily curated highlight reel of someone else's life, and immediately, you begin shrinking your own immense value. You make the fatal error of measuring your chapter to your current, messy, formative stage against their chapter 20, their polished, well-established success. In doing this, you rob yourself of the one thing you need most, self-belief. You were never designed to be a copy. Your specific path, your unique pace, your entire process, it is sacred, and you must honor it. You do not need to be ahead of others, you need to be perfectly aligned with your own purpose. You don't require their specific success, you require your genuine growth. Comparison will kill your courage, it will water your doubt, and it will starve your vital momentum. Refuse this temptation. Bless them for their journey, and then relentlessly build your own. The 5th mistake is the error of talking more than doing. Perhaps you have meticulously read every book, watched every instructional video, and created a stunning, comprehensive vision board. But the essential question remains, where is the work? Where is the sweat, the risk, the tangible effort? There exists a critical boundary where careful preparation tragically morphs into procrastination. There is a line where continuous learning becomes merely a subtle form of hiding, rooted in the fear of looking foolish, the fear of failing publicly, or the fear of being seen trying and not immediately getting it right. Listen closely, every single master was once a beginner's mess. Every giant started as a small seed. Every profound victory was born through vulnerability. Speak less, do more. Allow your decisive actions to generate the noise. Let your execution be the pen that writes your story. Let your movement, your deliberate forward motion, be the only lesson you teach the world. Finally, the 6th mistake, and arguably the most dangerous of all, forgetting who you are. This forgetting doesn't happen on purpose or overnight, but slowly, subtly, through the constant barrage of distraction, the numbing weight of disappointment, and the slow, quiet erosion of the dreams you once swore you would never abandon. You stop truly believing. You stop trusting yourself. You begin calling this retreat realism, but it is nothing less than surrender and retreat. And you shrink. You shrink your presence to fit in. You shrink your ambition to avoid risk. You shrink your soul merely to survive seasons that were specifically intended to stretch you beyond your previous limits. But deep down, you remember that younger version of you. The one who dared to challenge the status quo, the one who dreamed without limitation, the one who didn't know the how but still believed anyway. You must bring that person back, not to live in the past, but to dynamically ignite your future. Hear this and internalize it, you are not average. You are not random. You are not accidental. You are equipped, you are assigned, and you are here for a reason far bigger than your fleeting doubt. Stop playing small. Stop making these excuses. Stop waiting for an external sign. This is the sign. Now is the moment. This is your time. When you break these 6 mistakes, when you burn the old, debilitating patterns, and when you rise not just once, but again and again, something profound changes. You remember exactly who you are, why you are here, and what you are truly capable of when nothing holds you back. You move differently. You speak differently. You walk into rooms with a calm, unshakable authority. Not because you are the loudest or the perceived best, but because you know, intrinsically, that you have let go of everything that no longer serves your purpose, and you have stepped into what is real. Regret is rewritten into fierce resolve. Potential ceases to be an abstract idea and transforms into concrete performance. Dreams stop being vague ideas and start becoming experiences that are lived, felt, and fought for. Growth hurts. Evolution is inherently uncomfortable. But stagnation, that's suffering in disguise, a quiet, terminal kind of dying. So you choose, every single day, discomfort over decay, truth over passing trends, and substance over superficial image. You rise when it's hard. You build when it's slow. You show up when it's not fun, because you've made a decision, and decisions birth destiny. The difference between the few who build something meaningful and the many who don't is simple: the few stopped making the 6 mistakes. They got tired of their own patterns. They got sick of waiting, of watching, of wishing, and they finally did something about it. Now, to maintain this rise, we must confront the central battle. The war is within. It is not fought in the economy, or the political landscape, or against your competitors, critics, or circumstances. The sacred battlefield is your mind. And until you secure victory there, you will perpetually lose everywhere else. A person might possess every opportunity known to man, but if their mind remains undisciplined, they will meticulously sabotage every single chance. You can have gifts, connections, talent, and abundant time, but if your thoughts are operating against you, your entire life will be too. The mind, by default, is not your obedient servant, it is a wild animal. Left unchecked, it chases fear, feeds ruthlessly on doubt, latches onto shame, magnifies problems exponentially, and systematically minimizes your potential. If you allow it, it will turn a bright sunrise into a crippling storm, and transform a manageable challenge into a mental coffin. This is why your first, most essential, and greatest work is not your goals, your business, or your brand. It is your mind. You must learn to rule it decisively, like a powerful kingdom, because if you fail to do so, it will rule you like a tyrant. You must learn to recognize its voice, the voice of the imposter, the victim, the saboteur, and you must rise above it like a general standing over chaos, refusing to bow to panic. Most people never make the crucial decision about what thoughts are allowed to live in them. They let their mind run wild, untamed, and believe every thought is truth. You must understand this: you can change the script. You can interrupt the thought. You can reject the belief. You can break the loop. You can stop the spiral, and you can train your mind to serve your future instead of your fear. This is not some spiritual luxury, this is survival. This is success. This is how legends are made, not by accident, but by alignment, by mastering the mind before the mind masters them. They do not wake up hoping for clarity, they actively generate it. They do not wish for confidence, they build it through intentional inner language. You must do the same. You must train your mind like a disciplined soldier, feed it like a sacred temple, and guard it like a fortress. The commitment required to master the mind is immense, but the reward, your true destiny, is even greater. If you feel this fire, if you are choosing to walk forward with command and clarity, make sure you hit the like button and share this with 3 people who need to hear this message today. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a lesson on building your future. Take your mind back. Command it. When your old self whispers, "You can't," you must answer back with unwavering conviction, "Watch me." Your mind is listening. If you feed it confusion, it will manufacture chaos. If you tell it you're tired, it will shut down, but if you tell it you're ready, it will open gates of internal power you didn't know were there. You must become the gatekeeper, standing watch over what gets in, because every thought that enters your mind is instantly set on a trajectory. It is either building your destiny or tragically breaking it. There is no neutral thought. The real, transformative work begins in the silence, when you face the thoughts you've successfully avoided. You must pull them out into the light and ask, who gave you permission to live in my mind? What have you cost me? What have you stolen from my future? And then you evict them. You replace them. You install truth, power, and a vision so vivid, so magnetic, that every lie has no choice but to flee, because darkness cannot survive where light stands firm. This is mental security. When external adversity hits, you need to know that your carefully cultivated thoughts will not abandon you. When delay appears, you need faith that does not collapse. You need your internal world to be so extensively rehearsed in strength, vision, and clarity that no external storm can ever take you back to smallness. You are the thinker, not just your thoughts. You are the observer, not just your emotions. You are not what happens to you, you are what you choose to make of it. Once you know this, truly know it, you are free. Sovereignty means that nothing controls you unless you actively allow it. The most dangerous thing you ever allowed to control you wasn't another person, it was a single, destructive thought, I'm not good enough, it's too late for me. But that toxic thought is on trial now. You don't argue with it, you evict it and replace it. You build a new inner code, an internal environment where only power, clarity, courage, and creation are permitted. When you control your mind, you create the future before it happens. You move like your destiny is not a matter of chance, but a fixed matter of absolute choice. Your thoughts don't just influence your life, they are your life. The moment you grasp this, you cease being a mere product of your past, and you become the undisputed producer of your future. Transformation rarely happens in massive, dramatic leaps or emotional highs. It happens in microscopic mental pivots, the quiet moment nobody sees, where you say an internal no to a destructive thought that would have owned you a year ago. That is the truest victory. Soon, the life surrounding you will shift. This is not magic, nor is it luck. It is the inevitable, natural consequence of a mind that no longer tolerates anything less than alignment with truth. You won't have to fake confidence, you will inherently live in it. You won't have to beg for peace, you will become it. You are walking proof that power does not come from never making mistakes, it comes from mastering them, from learning, adapting, and rising every single time you fall. You have looked your patterns in the eye and issued the final decree, you don't run this anymore. You have stared down the past and declared, you don't get to write my future. This is no longer theory, this is war against your limitations. Your time is now. You have breath in your lungs, power in your step, and purpose in your pain. Rise. Not for validation, but for the calling on your life that refuses to stay quiet another second. Let the world see the comeback. Let them feel the roar of someone who broke the chains and kept going until freedom became impact, until impact became legacy. You are walking forward, not flawless, but free. Not perfect, but powerful. Not certain, but eternally committed. You are the key. You always were. You've simply been carrying the unnecessary weight of mistakes that were never meant to be your identity. You've broken the trance, the illusion that held you still in the false comfort of routine mediocrity. Now, the path is lit, not by luck, but by your fire and your unwavering refusal to quit. The world is waiting, and you are no longer held back. You finally realized no one is coming to save you, or to give you the green light, or to tell you you're enough. And yet, you are. You always were. The transformation you are commanding today is your legacy. Don't let this powerful message end here. If you are ready to be the commander of your mind and the architect of your destiny, ensure you have subscribed, hit the like button one last time, and critically, share this video with every single person who needs to understand that they, too, are the key to their own greatness. Walk now. Walk into every room like you know, inherently, who you are. Walk into every challenge like it came to build you, not break you. Walk into your purpose like the delay is over, because it is. The weight is off. The fire is on. Now, you are the builder, the mover, the initiator. You stop asking am I ready, and you start declaring it's already mine. You are the architect of the reality you once thought was impossible. You are the producer of your future. You are free. You are ready. And you are just getting started. You control your mind, and because you control your mind, you control your life.